Yes, they found a driver. My food is on its way.
Finally.
Oh, that is a shirt. Wow. That's like...
Pretty awesome.
It's like...
Oh, yeah!
Oh.
Man.
Even better.
So
jealous.
Cinder was like, because of the leopard print, I want to say white trash Christmas. But it's actually nicer than that.
It's got a cat on it.
It's got a cat though. All right, so it's fourth grade teacher Christmas.
Fourth grade art teacher Christmas, excuse you.
Okay, all right.
I know we agreed last week that we don't like DMs telling us that we need to have a spare sheet, but should I have a spare sheet?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Notice
So
she didn't say no.
Olivia.
She just said you're fine.
That just means
So-
you're not on the
Y'all don't
you're not in the
trust
clock
me.
here right now.
So it's just Olivia that's on the joke.
Have I given you any reason not to trust me in that specific way?
Not yet.
In that specific way,
It's
no,
the
you
first
haven't.
time for everything.
Okay.
No. I trust you as far as that goes. For now.
For now.
For now. This fucking thing keeps sliding back up.
But
Drop it.
I was actually like nice prepared today. I have like notes all printed out.
Look at you.
Yeah. And this is shit you can't
Good.
skip, so yeah.
You're
Challenge
gonna force
accepted.
it to happen. Oh. Here.
No, you'll
Yeah,
understand in a minute. You'll understand in a minute.
That's something that as a DM I've never understood why other DMs are always like, "Yeah, they just skirted around this thing that I wanted to happen." It's like, you know, the cool thing about being a DM, the castle that you had planned can be at the other end of the road.
True. It's true. We don't know the layout of everything. You could literally take a town that we skipped and put it somewhere else,
Right here.
and we would never know.
This is yours. This one is mine. You can
Says
have
we'll
the
see
blue
about
one.
that.
The orange one is mine. You want the blue one? Do you want it?
Why are you letting him have any?
Because
Yeah.
he won't.
I
keep
have a
coming after
similar
me
deal
anyway.
with my cats, so
Do you want the blue one?
Bilbo gets the ones I don't use, like a D12 or a D10, or a percentage die.
So she really can roll for you.
If you hear banging around upstairs,
Nope.
I apologize.
Neighbors again.
Yeah, but the Pumpkin King, since I got them, is my favorite. The blue used to be my favorite, but I have two of them, and Chai likes to steal these and can't accidentally swallow something this big, so... Is this one you want? Is this one you
Smart.
want? This one you want? Yes. You kiss it, but you can't see it. Right, over there. Okay. Where was I? Sammy was a bad name, that's where we were at. So they...
Yes.
Party rescued Sammy and went to reacquire their horses at the little shepherd town and deliver the child back after the extreme downward slide whistle that was the end of the goblin fight. And at the end of the evening, as the sun's starting to set, after getting everything back together, they decided instead of remaining in the little shepherd hollow that they would continue on the road into the dark, since 2 elves means always watch. So that is where we're picking up. You guys setting out on the road as the sun is setting, leaving the town behind. Assuming that was the plan, that's what we said last week. The elves were going to take turns keeping watch half the night. Yes. I need to hear from my elves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So who is keeping first watch?
I'll do it.
Okay. I want you to roll a perception check. And then Tintlet, I want you to go ahead and roll me one for when your watch comes. And then we're gonna launch into a very complicated setup that I have for the night.
Okay, Beyond 20 is not working for me for some reason, so give me a second
18.
to get roll 20 going.
Got an 18.
Oh, that's why.
Okay.
The roll 20 borders are cuter, so it's fine.
Did it do it? Okay, I rolled like
Oh, that's a lot.
500. Let's go with 21.
We're gonna go with
Let's
the
ignore
first
those middle
one. Yes,
two.
the 21. All right. Now,
Oh, okay.
I don't know, I'm feeling attached to the 5.
it is red and shiny. Okay. So, I am gonna pull you all one at a time throughout the night into the Whispers channel.
Shit. Things are happening, you guys. Things are happening.
So, as Morrin keeps watch, the rest of the party, Tintlet trances in the corner, while Tyr, Rhian, and Mira curl up in awkward positions in the small cart to sleep. First, hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. As you curl up in the corner to slip into your trance as Morrin takes first watch, you slip in your trance and find yourself not where you were. You're used to this, though, being an elf. Your trance dreams for you are still memories of lives that you didn't lead this time. The elders of your people tell you that you have before, though, and you'll continue to see glimpses of them while you're still young. You're used to seeing places you've never been, that you've never quite remember when you wake up, but you always long to see them again. This time you find yourself surrounded by green. It's not green like in Geared, all swampy and wet, or green like the god's forest, smelling of leaves and the strange berries in this region that kind of hide their colors under the thick foliage. You see this rich, vibrant green cut with splashes of red and yellow fruit hanging down over you. Beneath your feet you feel sand, and around you hear calls and cries of animals that shelter here, the grunt of camels from camp, and hunting dogs drifting over the dunes. It's an oasis you've seen before, visited only during holy days every few years. Feeling proud and thinking you're well on your way to maturing, you follow the familiar path through the green, and you smell the clean and clear water before you even see it sparkling ahead in the sunlight. As you reach the edge of it and kneel to dip your hands into it, though as you bring your hands back up, only hot sand trickles between your fingers, and when you look up from what was the water, the oasis around you is gone, replaced with browned and dried out grass, long dead husks of trees. You don't see the camp or camels or any glimpse of the color of tents or the costumes of your troop, but you still hear the dogs as you wake up in the middle of the night to switch watches with Morrin. As you sit watch the rest of the night, after this trance dream, how do you approach it? Like, you with your perception score of 21, as you're sitting and just looking around, it seems like a really quiet night. Everybody seems to be sleeping soundly. Tyr is even, like, quiet as he sleeps when usually he's snoring, like, terrible.
So I'm probably thinking back to like the desert and the camels and just nostalgia tinged with a touch of homesickness. And she's probably also thinking a little bit about getting older.
Yeah, right. As the night wears on, you notice, as the sun nears the rise, the second light peaks above the nearest down, the nearest hill, you hear the sound of heavy paw steps around you on several sides, but when you look, you don't see anything.
Sorry, I'm just taking my notes. Do I, like, what is the area around, like, the foliage look like?
It's tall grass. You're driving the wagon through the downs. There's tall grass down between the hills, and as the hills rise, it gets a little shorter towards the top. It's mostly grass.
Oh, okay, so like it's that really tall grass, right? So there's no way I
It's-
see anything, even if I had a
It's
good.
currently the tallest is level with the top of the cart, so not taller than you, but tall enough for something to hide. But looking over it, you'd be able to see a creature moving through.
Okay, so I don't see any like grass moving or anything like that.
Nope.
So then I just try and listen harder.
Okay, roll perception.
$11.
Okay. As you look around and listen, you don't really hear anything else. You don't see anything else, except maybe like a bird waking up in the grass as the sun continues to rise and flying up. As you are sitting and watching, though, you notice it's like, oh, it's been about 4 hours. Morrin should be coming out of her trance soon, but she doesn't.
She doesn't?
Mm-mm. She continues to sit in trance.
I move a teeny bit closer, not like right next to her, but I'm like kind of staring at. I'm not touching her. I'm staring at her. I'm thinking about it, but I don't want to lose my hand.
She continues to trance, and everybody else continues to sleep, just quietly breathing. The horses keep moving as long as you have the reins.
Can I hold on to the reins and go closer to her as well?
She didn't specify where in the cart she was, so I'm gonna say yes. It's a small cart.
So,
you can reach over.
I do that. So I'm like I'm right next to her, still not touching. We're not losing a hand. I whisper her name.
She does not respond.
I wave my hand in front of her face.
She does not respond.
And what do her eyes look like?
They're her eyes are like her natural eye color is like black all over, like there's no pupil, no sclera, but so it's impossible to tell for you whether she's awake or tranced or not, because there's usually a change that comes over an elf when they sleep. But it's, as far as you can tell, there's no response. She's just still there, not moving.
I gently touch her.
She does not respond.
Okay, I try and wake someone else up. Now I'm like proper freaked out that she's not like, beheaded me or anything.
As you reach out to touch the next person, be it Tyr or Rhian or Mira, they don't seem to stir when you shake them. They remained asleep.
Okay, I'm pulling the cart over. I can't handle this. The horse is awake. All the horses are still fine.
All the horses are still awake.
I turn to Misty and I'm like, can you wake her up?
The horse snorts, folds his ears back, and seems to back away from the cart, just pulling tight of the lead.
I look at how the other horses are acting as well.
They have their ears tilted back towards you. The one in the lead seems to be leaning against the harness, kind of pulling forward, like it kind of was like, I don't want to be here.
Me neither, babe.
And as the minutes of the morning pass, the entire cart remains quiet. They continue to sleep and/or trance.
Okay, let's see. Hang on. If I tried to use message to communicate with them, what would happen?
You can try it and I'll tell you.
Alright, I point to Tyr and I try and use message And I try and say, something strange is going on, you have to wake up.
He does not respond.
Tintlet starts to hyperventilate.
As the morning passes, do you do anything else?
Probably, like, employing more violent methods of, like, shaking people hard and just, like, panicking.
Gotcha. All right. So with that, we are going to go back to the rest of the group in the general chat.
Alright.
I'll see you in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Very ethereal music.
Okay. At first, your dreams are fleeting. Images and flashes from the past few days that you won't remember when you wake up. In one, though, you find yourself on a glacier. Your fur is pulled up, head down, trudging through the snowfall. You don't see Karamir or smell it, but you know by the dark pines on the slopes on each side of your icy path that you must be near home. Just as you know, as the snow swirls around you, that you should head back before the night deepens, whether or not your cousin might tease you for returning empty-handed from the hunt. The wind picks up around you, buffeting you with sheets of snow it lifts from the ice as it carries the sound of baying hounds from another hunt and leaves the ice bare. You've trodden this path before, but you've never seen the ice this bare, able to see down into it. Beneath you it seems to catch the moonlight and hold it bright and blue, clear beneath your claws so that you can see down tens of feet before it gets too dark to make anything out. In the depths that you can see, the clarity of the ice is broken by something. It's many somethings, huge and dark. As you look over these things, at first seemingly like stones, and you follow the way they seem to connect, you make out immense bones. Bones of something with a humanoid shape to it. This huge, massive, and rounded skull deep in the glacier, and the closest of the bones beneath you, still at least 10 feet below, is something that looks like you make out a skeletal hand, big enough to hold you standing upright in its palm. The wind howls around you again, bringing the sound of hunting hounds, but also a young feminine voice calling your name. Then you wake up in the cart, and it is mid-morning, and then we're going to pause you there, and you are going to send me Rhian. Tell Rhian to join me in the voice chat.
Okay, and you said I will remember this?
You will
Dream or
remember
no?
this dream.
I'll remember this one.
Yes.
Okay, and I'll tell Rhian?
Yep, said Rhian.
Well,
Yellow? Okay. It is your turn. You have a dream that you've had before. At least one that always seems like you've had it before. You're hunting in the forest, creeping along silently as you track your quarry. The smell of the bark and the mosses around you tell you that you're in the forests in which you grew up with the elves. You kneel to check your trail and study the prints that you're following. Whenever you have this dream, the prints are subject to change. This time, they look like wolf prints. You continue on your trail, following the occasional paw prints among the sparsely bare earth between the leaves. Prints become easier to track as you go, soon showing over the leaf fall as well, but doesn't look like they're wolf tracks anymore. They look humanoid and small. As you kneel again and put the hands to the prints to measure it, you seem that you decide it can't really be a halfling or a gnome. The proportion is wrong and it seems too round. It's a child maybe. As you bring your hand up, you notice that your fingers are stained with black. And the leaf fall beneath you, it isn't leaves, but ash. In the moment you realize this, you hear the distant baying of hounds, and something in you, deep and buried, feels terror. And before you can think better of it, you run. As you bolt through the forest, the trees seem to grow around you, some of them seeming like stone. The hounds draw closer, no matter how hard or fast you run, closer they come. The last thing you remember before you wake is the feeling of ash beneath your bare feet. You wake in the cart. It is mid-morning. We're going to pause you there, and you are going to send me Morrin.
yes.
Hello.
Hey,
What's up? Okay.
what's up?
As you finish your watch, pretty uneventful, just dark, quiet night, you trade places with Tintlet to take your spot to trance in the cart. As quickly as you slip into your trance, it feels like you wake. But looking around, the cart is still halted on the wagon road. The horses stand silent. The rest of the party around you are just as quiet. Even Tears, usually a cacophonous snorer, as he has been in the first part of the night so far, he breathes slow and soundlessly. Tintlet, at the head of the cart, sits unmoving, looking out past the horses over the road, the reins just loosely held in her hands. And everything around you is devoid of color. The sky above is dark and starless, and there is no moon, yet the grassy downs around you still hold a cold light, showing only shades of gray. You begin to hear the sound of heavy steps in the distance, something else awake in this world to your left. When you look, you hear them behind you, and then to your right, and all around you, creatures move through the grass, past the cart and past you, ashy clouds rising in their wake as they pass through the grass. What do you do?
Are they disturbing me in any way?
You can't see them, they're just moving around. And everywhere they step, there's like these little puffs of ash drifting up.
So it's like invisible creatures.
They're just out of sight. They're in the
out of
tall
sight.
grass. Mm-hmm.
In the tall grass. How tall is this grass? So are they little?
It is tall enough that they are, like, you can, as you watch the closest one passes, you see a mass of, like, black going by, but the grass is kind of level with the top of the cart. They seem to be
so
same height as the
shorter than me, but
quite large.
Not like 2 feet tall.
Right.
And there's just a bunch of them? Just...
Yes, you as you look around, you see one here, there, in every direction, kind of all heading in this direction towards a hill rising ahead, off to the left of where the cart is pointed. As you look up, you see something like bright up at the top of the hill as they converge towards it.
Well, if the grass, seeing that the grass is tall enough, she'll, if she can move.
You can.
Okay, she will hop down into the tall grass and kind of crouch down and follow their direction.
Okay. As you get down from the cart and crouch down but out of sight in the grass, every stalk or branch you touch breaks into ash and kind of drifts up and away on a breeze that you can't feel, but you manage to follow without seeming to be noticed as you follow the creatures up the hill.
So as these creatures are moving through, they're leaving basically like trails in their wake because all the grass they touch is okay. Including me, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to try to avoid their trails just to not run into whatever they might be.
Gotcha. As you move through, again, you manage to follow at a fair distance without them seeming to notice you. As you follow them up the hill, you can kind of start to see towards the top of the hill, the grass isn't quite as tall. You see these shapes and kind of make out the bodies of these huge, black, shaggy dog-looking creatures, their ears pointed and tilted forward towards whatever they're approaching at the top of the hill. At the top, as you start to follow them closer, you manage to see from where you're at, this brightness there is a light, cold and white, just kind of bleaching the gray in the world around it.
And it's just a bunch of these big black dogs in this one light?
Yes, they're all moving towards it.
I'm gonna stay kind of out of sight and see what happens when they approach the light.
As you
if they get disintegrated.
As you watch, they approach kind of in a circle. From the distance you are staying, you can just see like the shape of these dog creatures just kind of sitting and looking at it. They don't seem to be lit in the same way as the grass around it. They're not bleached the same way. as they kind of just all sit in a circle around the light. And just
And that's
stay
all they
there.
do is they sit there?
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait just a minute to see if anything else happens while they're sitting there.
They continue to sit.
Okay. Is there room in the circle?
There is quite a amount of distance between each dog, so technically yes.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over there and I'm gonna sit in the circle with the dogs.
I'm gonna go shit with the dogs. Sorry.
Well, I
Mood.
mean, what would you do? It's like, do I go hang out with the dogs?
I know.
Or do I go back to the wagon?
I know.
Couldn't hang out with the dogs.
As you climb the hill and approach closer, you start to see the shape of the dogs around their head seems kind of wrong. Where it should be like a snout protruding, you don't see it. But before you can take a closer look,
Do they look anything like the wargs, just offhand? Okay. Just making sure.
as you near the edge of the circle, like coming level with one of their tails sticking out, the light suddenly flares and then shoots skyward with a whoosh of what sounds like huge wings. In the moment before it disappears, leaving the downs again in darkness and shades of gray, you make out the shape of what seems to be a huge white raven. And the silence around you just is suddenly broken by this low, rumbling growl, and one of the dogs, the one closest to you, turns to face you, and its face isn't that of a canine, but of this bristly, grotesque visage of like an old man. It glares at you, its eyes the only color in the world right now, little dots of dying coal of red, and then the pack, one by one, all turn and face you as well. And the one across the circle from you stands up and lets out this baleful bay of a bark, and then one after another they each begin to bay and join in until the air is just filled with this horrible sound, and make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Hopefully not too bad, because, wisdom is my thing. Okay, hold on, let me pull up my character sheet. Because that's okay. Oh. Why are monks not, proficient in wisdom saving throws? Okay. 13.
13?
Yeah, I thought I was proficient in those.
You feel, this terrible tremor run through you, but you feel still able to, you're not, something in you is pushing, you want to run, but you manage to stay where you are.
I cast silence over them.
It does nothing.
My magic doesn't work? Or my key doesn't work?
Not here.
And that's all they do is they howl?
They're, this big pack of baying dogs, one of them takes a step towards you.
I stand my ground and puff up to look bigger. What? I'm not gonna outrun dogs.
I know.
I may be a monk, but I'm only a level 4.
The first thing I pictured was a little cat going,
Yeah, I'm gonna cat it, where cats are much smaller than dogs, but they're way scarier to dogs.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a cat, and I'm gonna be standing my ground, and then dogs get all confused when cats do that. They're like, wait.
As you stand at the ready, preparing for a fight, the dog closest to you takes another step, snarls, baring its mouth full of terrible teeth, and then lunges. And in the moment it lunges, before you have time to react, the world explodes in feathers and ash, and you come out of it. Out of your trance, still sitting in the cart, and it is mid-morning.
Gotcha.
Okay, as we resume back in, Tintlet was the second watch as the sun rose and everyone continued to quietly sleep. Tintlet starting to be freaked out by nobody waking up, Morrin included, starts to touch and shake on a couple. As it approaches mid-morning, finally, Tintlet, you manage to shaking Tyr again, like your whole weight behind it on his shoulder. He seems to start to wake up. And after him, Rhian and Mira.
I'm fully peeling his eyelids up at that point. Like, she's worried.
You do that, and you're gonna get the creepy reptilian second eyelid that's gonna, like, slide open, too.
And I drop it.
What the fuck?
I don't like it.
What is happening? What are you... Don't touch my face. What are you doing?
No one would wake up. It was the middle. It was just the sun was coming up and everything was okay, but then everything was not okay.
You mean not okay? Everything looks fine to me. I mean,
The horses were
slept already,
terrified.
but- The horses?
And no one would wake up.
I look over at the horses. Do
Not
they still
even
look terrified?
Morrin.
Breakfast
Face,
and
what?
You first.
I'm very confused right now. I just woke up and something's wrong, apparently.
Okay, so breakfast and lunch, the one of the three leading it, seem one ear kirked forward, the other ear kirked back now that you are awake. The one at the very front is still leaning a bit, but his head is turned a bit. Misty, aka Bucephalus, is at the back of the cart, seems to be standing, kind of pulling a bit at the lead.
I'm terrified. I heard paw prints, so I turned to Morrin to ask if she heard anything, and she just wouldn't get up. And that it just made me so scared.
I'll look over to see if Morrin is still unresponsive or is she awake now.
For a moment, she is still unresponsive, but as Tintlet is explaining everything, Morrin begins to come out of her trance.
You said Rhian did or did not wake up yet as well.
Rhian and Mira both woke up shortly after you did.
Okay, so
Morrin-
everyone's
I
awake.
want a star in a.
Morrin was the last one awake.
Okay.
I don't want a star in a Mistborn movie. Oh, I'm awake.
I don't even know what Mistborn is. Now I have to write that down to look
It's a
up.
great book.
Oh.
It's a great
It's a
ass
good
book.
book with
Read
and
it.
with your and with the dream you gave me, it kind of fits.
Oh no.
Well,
Right.
we can safely say that it was by accident.
And it wasn't the magic system. It was just the
I'm
same.
assuming the cart is stopped now. We're not.
Yes, you are in full
at the moment.
stop. Tintlet has pulled you over to the side of the road. Morrin, you wake up looking
Did
around.
you abandon Groovy in whispers?
I did.
Oh
Poor
no,
Groovy.
poor
Oh,
Groovy.
God, Rhea.
You monster.
Okay.
It is now full sunlight as far as, like, it's mid-morning, sun is up.
Yes, it is now this world's equivalent of 10 o'clock.
Okay, yeah, so.
Tintlet has, Rhian, you feel a slight bruise on your arm from where Tintlet was hard shaking you on the arm.
Poor Rhian has her poor arms right now.
I figured of the two people getting most shaken, it was Tyr and Rhian is the most bruisable.
If somebody
Why?
shook
Oh, yeah.
me too much, I'd punch them.
Yeah, 'cause
Even in
poor-
her sleep.
I just put my hand in front of your face. I didn't shake at all.
It's a smart move.
I'm gonna hop out of the wagon, kind of like stretching as I do, and I'm gonna look around and kind of like see if anything feels off or if I smell anything unusual. Still kind of waking up, but
Yep. Roll perception check.
perception.
I should probably tell you some kind of strange, possibly spectral dogs went up the hill to worship some kind of light that turned into a raven.
Wait,
I
what?
think I heard them. I heard paws, but I didn't see anything.
Spectral dogs?
That's when I tried to talk to you, but you weren't waking up.
Yeah, I had a similar experience, but I don't dream, so I know it wasn't a dream.
You're saying this happened? Where?
Oh, up that hill. Is the hill still there? Is there a hill?
There is a hill there.
I did not bring the
there.
hill.
Tyr, as you are looking around, you are quite tired. In fact, you feel like you haven't rested at all, and I want everyone to make a Constitution save.
Oh shit.
Wait, I did rest normally.
Their dreams.
Oops, wrong.
Did you say Constitution save?
Yes.
18s.
Yeah, I got an 18. Well, I didn't save, but...
Come on, Liv.
10.
10? Alright.
Yeah, I might use
Point to
different
Constitution
dice.
and join us in the 18 game.
This has given me extremely average rolls.
So, despite feeling absolutely exhausted, and none of you feel like you have rested, you at least do not take points of exhaustion. Morrin, however, you do take 1 point of exhaustion and will need to rest today again sometime to get rid of it.
Okay.
Tyr, you don't notice anything. You kind of have a little bit of a headache.
We get
No!
Any arms?
Hello?
Anytime Tyr tries to talk.
I know!
Ghost dogs got him.
okay.
Ghost
I
dogs.
was asking, did we get the benefits of resting, like health back and all that, or no?
By the rules that I'm running, you can roll your hit die or two, yes.
Okay.
I'm not gonna persecute you if you have been following that rule, though, because I've been forgetting about it every other session as well.
I completely forgot about that. So, no, I haven't been.
Because it was their rules, like a long rest, you can roll a hit die to gain it back.
That's right. Okay, I do remember that now.
A full reset long rest takes a couple days. Like an actual, you are resting yourself after a lot of shit deal.
How many did you say for a long rest?
For like a regular long rest, you can roll as many hit die as you have. As many as you feel comfortable rolling. On a short rest, you can roll only one.
Since
Wait,
I'm
what?
point of exhaustion, is it fair to assume that at some point I had a short rest between the goblins and now?
Yes, you can even count while you were
Like when we were in the
part of
wagons or
short rest, 'cause
whatever.
you were just sitting in the
Okay.
wagon.
So we're going with the variant resting rules instead?
Yes, that we're going with variant rest
All
rules.
right.
Okay, I went ahead and rolled
Valiant
the one hit
resting
die.
rules.
Yep. Variant resting rules. All right.
I'm trying not to be conspicuous about it, but I'm trying to see the size of Mira's feet. It makes sense.
They are
I'm
not,
just
If
going
you
to
know what
walk
I
up
dreamed
the
about.
hill.
they are not the right size. Morrin, as you climb
Alright.
down from the cart, you feel your exhaustion, and a little bit of like ash kind of falls from your braid as you start heading up the hill, and you find a grassy hill.
Is there a clearing?
The grass up here is a little bit shorter. Looks like creatures that come up here will come and rest at the top, look around, and come. So some of it's a little flattened. But just looking over it, seems like a hill.
I look up at the sky.
It might rain this afternoon.
Good.
Will it rain ash?
Mm. Mhm.
Okay, can I look around for any evidence of what happened last night?
Yes, you can. You can roll an investigation check.
With disadvantage.
Yes.
Oh, hell, I got a 16 and a 17. Hold on.
There you go.
That would be a 16. I'm gonna roll those dice instead of the one I've been rolling.
Morrin has spoken.
She wants the 2 pink die, apparently.
The Disney princess arc is moving right along.
It's coming.
She's developing an appreciation for color.
What is this? Did you know you can accessorize with this?
She'll have like a
pink or a
pink
kick-ass
ribbon
combo.
at the end of her braid.
That is the completion of her arc from like the portrait that I drew, the end of the entire campaign. The portrait I drew, but with the pink scrunchie.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
That is her Zuko hair journey.
Yep.
She's gonna go from like leather goth to cyber goth.
There we go.
With a single splash of color.
I forgot.
Okay. As you
No, pastel goth.
No, she's gonna go Lolita.
as you wander around the top of the hill, it's for most signs that you see seem like regular grassland activity. There's some trampled grass here and there. You do find, as you're looking, a feather, a single little white feather.
I pick it up.
You have acquired a white feather.
I eat it.
I will put it in my pocket.
Please add that to your D&D Beyond inventory. I want everyone to put things on D&D Beyond so I can, like, do everything at the one space. It's so much better. It's so much better, you guys.
Yeah.
That's why I still do. That's why I've been putting everything on D&D Beyond.
Yes.
It's
Well,
a lot easier to put in.
As you pocket the feather and turn back towards the cart, you see two figures moving through the grass. In the distance, two riders approaching you guys. Well, approaching the cart, you're on top of the hill.
I've heard this Jimi Hendrix song.
I'm gonna stay back to evaluate the situation.
Everyone at the cart. As Morrin goes up, what were you guys doing while she's investigating real quick? You have, say, 3 minutes of activity.
I was mostly just looking around, stretching, checking out the horses.
Okay. Tintlet and Rhian?
I was also trying to calm the horses and making sure that they're still on my side.
Roll animal handling.
Can't have them cheating on me with Tintlet.
Roll animal handling.
I just came back. Who's cheating?
Nobody! Alright, Tintlet, you have 2 minutes of activity to account... 3 minutes of activity to account for while Morrin was looking around the hill. What were you doing while Morrin wandered up and was walking around on the top of the hill?
Clinging to Tyr.
Aww.
Falling right behind him.
Aww.
Look back over it. You really seem pretty shaken by this. What was happening on your side of things? Just
It was just ghostly footsteps, and I tried to find the source, but I couldn't. And then when I tried to listen, I couldn't hear anything. And then when I tried to wake you guys up, no one woke up.
shit. Really fucking weird.
I was just having a you know, I don't know,
Dreaming?
words. Yes. He's just having one of those dreams, hard to wake up from.
Interesting. I was having some weird dreams of my own, but can't really tell what was up there. Tintlet, did you notice anything weird about us when we were resting, or did we seem like we were pretty out of it?
I mean,
Were we making any noises?
It just seemed like you were sleeping. I mean, here you weren't snoring for once, but that's the only different thing.
In itself is something to be worried about, I think. Or so I'm told. Interesting. Alright, well, I suppose we'll see what Morrin says.
As you are calming Tintlet, Mira, who has been sitting very much still in the cart, very quiet, looking, little dark circle under her eyes as well, just kind of looking around, seems to become animated for the first time this morning and just reaches over and taps the closest person. It's like, for this riders, Coleman, and she points, and there's 2 men riding up on you on horseback towards the cart. One of them, as he rides up, riding up in the front, light-skinned man appears human as he gets closer. You see a little redness along his nose and his cheeks from the sun. It's kind of this crooked smirk on his face as he rides up. It's like, what's going on? Did you break an axle? And as he gets closer, Rhian, you can kind of see this pale yellow in his eyes. And the man riding behind him on a horse, and for the information, the horses are both just brown. They're plain brown horses. Because this is going to be an important question later, I have a feeling. He's a bit darker skinned than his fellow rider, with a bit, as he gets closer, there's still a dusting of freckles over his face, and tightly curled, brassy blonde hair. You mark him as half-elven as he gets closer. And his smile as he looks over the bunch of you seems a little brighter and more friendly than the other one.
If I had to guess, which one is the Joker and which is the thief?
Elaborate.
Jimi Hendrix song.
I don't know it, okay?
You have heard All on the Watchtower. I know you have.
I don't
Don't
remember
fuck with
it.
me on this.
I don't remember it right now. Get off my back.
Fine, I'll blame you later for not following along. We're good now. It's fine.
Did you not have any other questions?
No. So one's half elven, both are smiley. The half elf one looks friendlier.
Mm-hmm. And you were asked something along the lines of, did you break an axle or something, by the less friendlier looking one.
Oh, no broken axles. We're just taking a moment to stretch our legs this morning. Just having a break, traveling through. Thanks for your concern.
I had to pick the worst times to snack.
Good job.
Kitty.
Waiting for us to say things and then eating something.
I thought you'd have a longer elaboration, but you did not.
We were going to elaborate how we had broken an axle. Have we broken an axle?
No.
I've not broken an axle.
Do we want to have a broken axle?
Should we have a broken axle? Why would we have a broken axle?
Morrin just sees the riders come up and pull up, and then you're watching Tyr and Rhian talk to them. From this distance,
I know.
can guess the exchange.
I'm
You can
on
read.
guard, you
Yes.
know.
Just gonna stay. Keep watch.
I'll stay.
It's like, people. As they rein in their horses and stop, the black-haired one kind of leans over, still smirking, and looks at you, and he says, in perfect draconic, only missing the growl that a human throat can't make. You sure you don't have a little bit of trouble, because none of you look like you're in good sorts this morning? And he just grins at you.
I'm gonna, kind of straighten up a bit, give, a slight tilt of my head, and I will answer back in Draconic. Are you saying that because you're curious, or because you know what's going on?
He looks at his fellow rider and looks back and is like, I don't know. I was kind of wondering if you'd have a story to tell. This he says in common, and he looks at the rest and is like, did something happen?
Not that I'm aware of, but something unsettled our horses and my friend.
Oh. Well, you know, there's
I
like,
say in Elvish. I can't speak Draconic.
the
I'm just
blonde,
gonna look over at Rhian and frown.
the blonde half elf starts laughing, and his human friend looks at him with a raised brow and looks back, clearly not having understood. It's like, oh, you know, there's little troops of goblins around here. It's probably all they smelled. You just gonna sit here by the side of the road, or are you on your way to Drakenwald?
What?
Drakenwald is the next town over. Usually the wagons stop there.
Sure, if it's along the way, then probably, but to be perfectly frank, our business is our own.
Fair enough. If you're given a bit of a fright by whatever little critter is out here, we can ride with you.
I think we'll be just fine. We've already dealt with the goblins, no matter there.
Really? Well, that's impressive. And this friend kind of leans back because they're like, yeah, really. I mean, one big one of those got a medallion off of me last week.
Sorry, what?
Oh, you know, run in with the, don't mind me.
I'm gonna try very hard not to glance at Rhian.
Can I
She's the
make
one
a
that ended up with that?
Can I make a sleight of hand check as I
Yeah?
put on the medallion?
Yes, you can!
What?
You may try. Yes, of course you can.
Alright.
No, I'm not gonna do that. It was,
Very unfortunate. Sorry to hear that you lost.
Well, you know, these little shits, they don't fight fair, and his human friend just kind of like gives a mean laugh. He's like, well, if you don't want to escort, you don't need to escort, but we are riding the same way. It'll be a little awkward if we just kind of trail behind.
I suppose you're welcome to ride alongside if you'd like, but we might be a few moments.
Alright, no rush. You want to tell your friend to come down? And he kind of points up at the hill.
Nobody really tells her what to do. She kind of does her own thing.
My sister's like that.
Really now.
Yep, and he spurs the horse on and goes a little ahead, then stops and just kind of looks like he's chilling.
I roll my eyes and just kind of wait.
If there seems to be no trouble, I will go down. I was just kind of hanging out to see if they were going to cause trouble.
You're gonna be up there like air support with your darts.
I mean, basically, I was just, you know.
Yeah,
Also,
fair.
you know, kind of scouting so that it wasn't like they approach, but actually, like, in the distance, there's like a giant army, you know, that kind of stuff.
It's a valid tactic.
I
You are
had
at
a
the
good
top of a hill
vantage
with a 20
point.
passive perception. If there was a giant army, you would not have missed it.
See? I want to make sure that there's nothing untoward happening.
All right, after watching the conversation for a bit, lapsing in and out briefly of a language that you don't speak, because you can read lips, but you can't read draconic lips.
Very true.
Yes. You don't seem to see any other riders joining up. It just seems to be the two of them, and they don't seem to be acting aggressively at the moment to the party, so...
Do I see...
I said I was going down.
Yeah.
Do I see the Sword of the Dragon anywhere on either of them?
Roll perception. Studying both of them now that you're specifically looking for it. The one with the black hair up ahead, you see on one of his saddlebags, you see that red symbol coiled, and there's something etched on the back of his traveling cloak that looks like a kind of an outline that's you barely can make out as well. The blonde half-elven man, as you check him, he's got the same mark on his saddlebag, but is actually wearing, as he's kind of chills out, kind of takes his cloak off as the morning warms up a bit. you see another etching, this one an outline rather than something filled in.
Core of the dragon people are like really into their uniforms for people that are hunted.
That should tell you something. He ain't scared. I will give
Honestly,
a
and
very,
this
very,
is-
very subtle nod to Rhian. Just kind of, in my eyes, am communicating, watch them.
I couldn't.
He was asleep on my lap, holding my leg down. Hi.
Oh, hello, Bubby. Hello. Hello, Chonk.
Tier roll performance, Rhian roll insight. No, I'm kidding.
Please don't do that to me.
In the 6 days you've known each other.
Yeah. Fair. I feel like Rhian's either really great at reading people or not at all, and
Well,
I
you
feel
know
like
what?
trying to
Pointing
read a
that
dragon board is even harder.
I do want
Right.
to
I do
roll
have a
performance
+8.
anyway because I want to see what happens.
Oh, shit.
Like, I do have a +8 for insight, so I am very good at reading people. However, I rolled a 3.
Well, Tyr rolled a 10 plus 3, so despite the fact that you are still learning how to read this very pointy man, very pointy
I can read
reptile
people,
man,
just not scales as well.
Mm.
you get the impression that he's like, keep an eye on these guys.
Mhm.
Stop. Okay, lick it, but take it over there.
I'm gonna go step over to where the princess is. I assume she's still in the cart.
She's staying very much in the cart.
You doing all right there, kiddo?
Yes, I'm doing just fine. And she kind of has her sword trying to be subtle, but she's not good at it.
I'll reach over and kind of give her a gentle pat on the shoulder. You're gonna be all right. It's all right.
I
Freeze
too
her
am
ass a
bad at
little
being
more if you
subtle.
want.
What
All right,
You are
I'm
bad
back
at being
with
subtle.
I said I too am bad at being subtle, so I pat her shoulder and say, "You're really bad at being subtle."
Are we ready to go?
Sure. Nothing of interest up there. I'm assuming.
No.
Lies, give me the feather. No.
I mean, if you want the bird feather, I mean,
No, it's Rhian wouldn't know about the feather. And it's Fee that wants the feather, not Rhian, so it's fine.
I want a feather. I like feathers.
Alright. So there's nothing more for us here then. Probably best if we get moving. I don't like the way this place feels.
yeah.
Also, we've got company, apparently. I'll nod over towards the other two riders.
I hate company.
I know you do.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner, forward march.
Load back up.
Alright, as you climb back onto the cart and head out, the riders who had pulled ahead, seeming to wait, just kind of look over and then spur their horses on, kind of taking at first a ambling pace next to you, but as the cart overtakes them, they spur their horses up into a trot. Just kind of looking over like, that is quite the team you've got there.
And I
The
see you to
triplets
notice.
are very adept.
What'd you say, Rhian?
I said the meal triplets are very adept.
Meal triplets?
Oh dear.
I'm writing that down.
Oh, good. Are we going to make small talk the entire time?
No,
It's
I
your
just have to
favorite.
write this down.
My vocabulary isn't good enough to make the big talk.
Fuck. As you ride in, the black-haired one with the yellow eyes kind of pulls out level to lead the car. Who's driving?
Just a good
Probably
question.
me.
I could drive.
Not me.
Sorry.
So the three of you clustered at the front with Morrin in the back, like, okay.
Morrin's probably walking.
With that monk speed.
Actually, you know what? She might just sit in the cart so she can meditate.
Fair enough.
Everyone shut up for like 4 hours.
4 hours
Just
won't even be
talking.
4 hours till we're in the village. You just wait until the end.
Then move slower.
I whispered to Tintlet, does talking even wake you up when you're in a trance?
Tintlet is shell shocked.
Tintlet doesn't like me anymore, it's fine.
Growing up with elves, though, you know that an elf can be woken up.
Yeah, I know they can be woken up, I just didn't think it was that easy. Oh, now that it's not that easy to pull them out, but they are going on around them.
Yeah, they're technically not asleep. They technically don't sleep. If you chew on that cord.
I thought you were talking to me. I'm like, what if I do?
It's like, what are you gonna do to me? I'm 2,500 miles away!
You can't stop me. I do what I want.
As you are riding and Morrin is resting, black-haired, yellow-eyed fellow pulls up to the front. He's like, do you really need 3 horses to pull a cart like that?
We had them. We didn't want to part with any of them.
You sure? You can get a pretty penny for a good horse, and these seem to be decent.
Ever heard of loyalty, lad?
That's cute.
Thank you. I try.
Yeah, as the other one rides up, he's like, ignore Darius, he's a dick.
Everyone with the name Darius is a dick.
Darius the dick.
Darius the dick. Was
That's
that in
cute.
character? Was that in character?
Yeah. Was.
Darius scowls and rides forward while his friend just laughs. And kind of leans over holding out his hand to you. It's like, I'm Roland. Nice to meet you.
Roland. Delighted. I'm, there.
Everyone named Roland is polite but up to something.
Mm-hmm.
Was that out loud, or are you just having a commentary?
Yes.
My companions' names are their own, so I'm not going to make any introductions. Hope you don't mind.
That's fair enough. Now, if you...
My name's Rhian. Everyone with that name needs to die because it's mine.
What opinion?
I'm Tintlet, but I know a few other Tintlets, so, you know.
Well, that's interesting, because I definitely don't.
Is that a common name where you're from?
Oh, decently common, yeah. There's
You know,
always like
Tintlet,
2 or
Jilly
3
Bobby, you know.
2 or 3 in each tribe.
Alright. Fair enough.
Tintlet's
pretty
the
name.
Sammy of the Southeast.
A bunch of Tintins and pennies. What about you? I look over at Morrin. Oh wait, she's transing. Never mind.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, she's meditating.
Yeah, she's
Yes,
attempting
and
to
I'm
rest.
not going to address the princess. I'm gonna try and leave her out of this.
Tintlet's kind of like glancing back at Morrin every now and again just to see like if she does wake up normally.
Mira, while the riders come up or move away, kind of stays kind of tucked up against you, Tyr, just kind of looking at them and looking back at you. Still not subtly holding on to her sword. But it doesn't seem at the time being that Roland is shown if he has noticed. If he has. As you continue to ride along the roads, one rider on each side, along the side, You come around the hill and you can start to see signs of town after about hour and a half on the road. You can see a couple of buildings scattered up until you come up to this collection of 3 hills. This collection of 3 hills, all full of like various houses and buildings of various size. And this kind of PC stone wall going around it, covering certain areas, but large openings in the next. None of them ever rising above 3 feet. And as you near it, Roland kind of slows his horse from the trot to fall back a bit and keep pace with you again. It's like, and Drachenwald. Can find somewhere to rest here, and if you're something bothered you on the trail, there's a wizard up there that can give you something. And then he rides up ahead to Darius again.
Right, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Let's go speak to the wizard.
Do they make any do they make any attempt to hide any of their symbols while they're coming into town?
Nope.
All right.
They do not.
Just wanted to know that. Do I see any thieves' cant symbols around the town?
Oh yeah.
Like safe space or easy mark or something?
As you come up to the stone wall that hugs the road that leads into town, that they kind of seem to have herded your horses to stay on instead of letting you split onto various other wagon trails. You see on the slightly taller pillar on the edge of each section of the stone carved in symbols that, yes, they mean sanctuary, but it's the nuance of this meaning is this is our place, not just it's safe here.
Gotcha. Stronghold.
Kind of. As you come in, it seems like a fairly clean, neat place, nestled among the hills. The outer ring is mostly, seems to be made of shops and trade stalls. You see a couple of signs here and there as you ride through the first spare section of town. Rhian, clear signs and thieves' cant here and there. Just, they seem like directions, honestly. There's like thieves' cant symbols, and also, Tyr, as you ride through, look around, you see a couple of signs written in Draconic. And before they finally pull away down another street, instead of riding ahead of you, Roland points to a large building on one of the hills. He was like, "Tavern's right up there, if you need somewhere to stay, or, just get a drink." And then he kind of nods to Darius, and they turn and ride in another direction towards a road leading up to this other large house, like a manor at the top of the next hill. And, Rhian, you kind of make out, as you're riding between a couple of stalls, you vaguely peek the bottom near the door, the shape of something reptilian and black-scaled, kind of pacing around in front of the door, about the size of a pony.
A baby. I nudged here. A baby.
Baby? I look over.
Perception check. You catch the end of a tail as it turns a corner, and that's all that you see.
Fuck you mean, baby?
Big scaly baby.
In fact, as you're sitting there trying to think, what big scaly baby, at the corner of your eye, more towards the inside, you see, coming out from the back and towards the front, this huge, dragonborn carrying a large barrel, red scaled and tan cotton, large chunk of his tail missing as he kind of goes into the inn door.
I don't know, sight you don't see too often. I'm very conflicted about this place. What's the verdict then? Are we heading to the wizard? Are we going for a drink? Food at this point? It's kind of early in the day, but after all that shite, I wouldn't complain about a drink.
Well, we are running low on rations, and I could do with some breakfast and a nap, and Mira yawns.
All right, we'll go see about your room then.
Whose fault it is that we're...
I'm going to see the wizard.
Tintlet's off to see the wizard.
There it is.
Do
He's
we,
bound to know something about all this bullshit.
do we even know where the wizard is? You don't want to, like, get some eggs first, or do you think they have
Let's go
coffee
see
here?
about
Dinner
breakfast
has coffee.
first, and
I
then we
could
can
go for some eggs, actually.
let's do that.
I just mutter under my breath, I wonder whose fault it is that we're low on Russian.
She does not seem to notice. Morrin, you managed to get a more of a shorter rest in, about hour and 45 minutes travel before
Alright.
the cart is pulling to a stop. And you come to looking around, present again. You're being pulled up to an inn. A couple of stable hands wave to get your attention to kind of gesture is like, bring her, if you got the carts, bring it this way. No boardingers in the front.
All right, we'll take the cart over there.
And there's big sign over the inn. It's like this 3-story place, quite large.
Is there any symbol that I know that could make it so that anything in our cart or horses attached to it will be less likely to be stolen if I carve
I
it
was
in?
just thinking that.
Roll history.
That's a 7. So I don't know, this is mine and I'm one of yours symbol or anything.
Roll with advantage, because you should know more than that, and I had not yet decided between the advantage, but you should have advantage right now.
That's a 9. Fuck.
So never mind. As you're trying to think of something that would be a definite, most of your experience has been in the other kingdoms thus far, so you're like, I've never seen anything so blatant, so I'm not entirely sure what to put in a place like this where the road signs have "Thieves Can't" written underneath the common.
Honestly, I'm tempted to put the medallion around a horse's neck or something.
You could tie it to the reins. Yeah, you could.
In the front of the inn, as you were riding up before you were directed back, this big sign, nicely carved, called Griffin's Roost. And underneath it, the same thing written in Draconic. And rest and sanctuary symbols on each side that look kind of like decoration, but Rhian, when you look at it, you recognize it as the Thieves' Cant runes.
You don't suppose the Thieves' Cant rooms that slipped my mind just now?
No. It basically is just place of rest. Or
Tempted
probably
to
more
keep-
accurately in Thieves' Cant, drop your shit here.
Yeah.
Okay, so boarding up horses in the back. While you are getting the horses boarded up,
I do put the medallion around my neck, though. I don't put it out to display in case anyone recognizes it as, hey, that particular but I do just put it on.
Tyr, to board the horses, you are told that it will be 1 silver per night per horse.
Is that just my audio, or is...
What?
Who am I roboting to?
I'm gonna disconnect
Not me.
and then reconnect to it.
It's
That is expensive to board horses.
Hey, what if we ain't
Tyr,
staying
do
for the
not do
day?
that.
I'm not gonna relax.
The stable hand just kind of goes like, if you want them in a stall where they won't be reclaimed, it's 1 silver per stay.
Sorry, reclaimed. Makes it sound like they belong to somebody else first, when that's not the case.
Oh,
Zero hours.
Do you know what?
my dagger,
Sorry, what?
my poison dagger doesn't it have symbols and stuff for the? Because it's at my side.
Yeah,
So.
the hilter is like illuminated with like little dragon coiling around decoration.
All right. I don't know if that's a recognized symbol, but I have that at my side displayed. So.
Look, do you know what kingdom you're in? I mean, did you see the sign? Did anybody among your party can read those? Last, where'd you get that?
I can read common, duh.
Not the common
We are
part.
speaking in common right now.
Yes. Sweethearts, that knife that you have, where did you get that? And the
Friend of mine, he stole some of mine. I stole some of his. And yes, I have a feeling that, according to the signs, we may have left Doldierna as soon as we walked through the towns on borders.
Oh no, dear,
Yes,
you're still
that
near
is what it
Dolderna.
said.
You're just near the capital now.
But,
Do you need to have
my
a
intention of
literacy
saying,
test
never mind.
in order to be in this town? You are not
My
making things clear.
intention of saying that was, we're not in the king's territory.
Are we though?
Are you gonna put it in so many words?
That's what I was trying to say. God.
Okay.
Didn't know it would be hard to make a metaphor. God.
It's like, no, dear, this is the kingdom that you're in.
All I know is in no kingdom is 1 silver per horse per night an acceptable rate for a stable stay.
In this particular town, it is probably.
No, it's not.
I mean, if you... Roll persuasion.
All I'm saying is that Thieves' Cant is pretty much just figurative language. I didn't think that it would be this hard to get it across.
Darius sent us over here, told us this place was supposed to be nice, so that's all I'm saying.
Darius did.
Mhm.
Well, I mean,
His buddy Roland told us to come over this way.
I might be able to part with... Do they board together safely?
Yes.
Alright, if you pack 2 per stole, then I can say... Darius?
Yes, Darius.
Specifically, Roland's the one
Regard,
that
yellow
suggested
eyes.
it was with
Is Tyr's accent what is tripping you up on that name?
I'll repeat it again in
It could
Draconic.
also be pronounced. It can also be pronounced Dick.
Look over at Rhian.
Rhian is no longer allowed in haggling situations. No, that's pretty standard for around here, I bet. Thanks.
That's not what I was trying. I wasn't trying to do that. I was trying to say, no, they're robbing us. That's what I meant.
It came off as no.
Well, that's fair.
That's
she
probably a
paid.
standard pair.
It ain't getting paid.
Like, usually it's the shirt off your back. That's what I was trying to say. I wasn't just saying, that's fair.
This is a good deal. Great deal, you guys.
Sounded like that's fair. This is a good deal.
So which one of you is John Mulaney and which one of the rest of you are his girlfriend? Now wife.
Tintlet is John Mulaney.
What?
Isn't he like 13?
No, he's over
Didn't
on
he kill
the bench.
Princess Diana?
What did you say?
I said, no, he's over on the bench.
He just gets tired instead of old.
Okay. Whew. Where the fuck was
We were hassling the stable hand to give us cheaper rates.
Tier, roll persuasion with advantage because you've been being backed up by the Chaos Children. That's the name of this group, Tier and the Chaos Children. It's a band.
Oh no.
No, we're the whips, the works in progress.
The works.
You may have rolled a 14, but it is enough. He's like, I suppose if you board them 2 per stall, then I can, if this is on...
Breakfast and lunch need to be together. They are brunch.
Okay.
The horses' names. Don't think about it too hard.
I think that I can...
I'm actually shocked that she's embracing this so hard.
The horses for 1 silver to board the horses. What they charge you for rooms inside is not my department.
Don't worry, we'll handle that inside.
I also expect carrots to be given to the horses.
We do feed them, which is why it's a silver. Yes.
Carrots.
But like good food or just that bullshit filler stuff? Because I don't want my horses eating filler.
Horses will be fed. I think we're all right. We'll be fed, and I'm gonna look at the stable hand very pointedly.
He seems quite exasperated. He's like, yes, they'll be cared for. That's
Our horse drivers will know.
okay.
Do I notice anything about the stable hand? Does he have weird colored eyes too?
No.
Okay.
Seems like a very flustered, possibly some elvish blood man. There's like a slight point to his ears, but
And then maybe part elf.
he just works here.
I apologize for the hassle in Thieves' Camp to answer his previous question.
Still pinching his nose. He's like, eh.
All right, I'll pay him a silver piece then.
Morrin leads.
That needs to be one of the like if we do that thing where we pull quotes for t-shirts, one of the first ones has to be Morrin leaves.
Morrin leaves, or Morrin's gonna touch it. It's one of them two.
Well, we might as well expedite the process. I'm not just going to stand around and wait for us to decide what to do.
So
Someone said something about breakfast.
To the other overcomplicated business interaction we go.
Morrin cracks her knuckles. Alright, let's go get a room and breakfast.
Just got slightly more energy tonight.
Even though she's exhausted.
Yeah.
She's like in that phase of being tired where you suddenly get a whole lot of energy for no reason.
You're like sleepy hyper.
Yeah.
Her version of it.
Also known as Hour 36.
And she's doing that like sleepy half squint where the sunlight's a little too bright.
She always does that though, because she's Shatterkai.
Yeah.
Always too bright.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always too bright, which is why she was happy when there was supposed to be rain later.
Fair.
Not
like,
in the
oh my
drow
God.
situation if it's always too bright, but in the goth situation if it's always too
Yes.
bright.
More of the what is sunlight situation if it's always too
Yeah, that's true.
So you go into Griffin's Roost. The downstairs entire floor is this large tavern area. Tables along the rim, more booth-like tables in rows, round, filling up. There's very little walking space, and it's not packed, but there are quite a few people here and there. The bar in the back wraps around a couple of rows of little, like, various bottles and a door into another back storage room. The dragon lore that you saw on the ride up here is behind the counter, kind of wiping it down. As you come in and get a closer look, like I say, he's a red dragonborn, about a foot shorter than you, but very thick. His scales around his eyes and the end of his snout are kind of like paling a bit. Seems a bit older. And he's got you saw a chunk of his tail missing earlier. You see more scars over what bit of his neck you can see, and there's one going from one brow over his snout into the other lip. That his disfigured his face just enough where it looks like he's constantly got this little bit of a growling sneer going on. That Clint Eastwood lip. And as you come in, he kind of looks up, fixes you specifically with some like slit pupiled yellow eyes, gives a huff, and then goes back to his cleaning.
We need breakfast in the room.
How many?
5, and I'll walk over and put my claws down on the bar.
5 breakfast or 5 room?
5 breakfast, 2 rooms.
Say the last number again. It cut out.
2 rooms. Place was recommended to us by Darius and Roland as we were coming into town. So I assume you've got a fine establishment here.
Which either means we'll be taken care of, or we'll be robbed. I say out of character.
2 rooms. 5 silver a night. Breakfast. 3 silver per. Friends of Darius.
3 silver per room?
3 silver per meal.
No, absolutely not. Are you serving foie gras? No.
I'm actually a little offended that they focus so much on Darius and just not Roland. Like, he seems like he should
I'm
be in a higher
offended
standing.
for Roland.
He seems so friendly.
It's like, I know he's up to something, but like, I feel like he should be in a higher standing is all.
For friends of Darius, I can make it 3 gold.
3 gold.
I don't think this guy likes Darius.
Apparently not.
I'm in agreement, but still, it's kind of rude.
No one said we were friends. Just that he pointed us in this direction. Regardless, I'm not paying 3 silver for food. Unless it's caviar and foie gras.
Give
which
me
I
time
doubt.
to ship it. It can be.
I can kill a goose for free.
No, Rhian.
He looks over each of you, kind of staying a little longer on Tyr, looking you up and down, and looks over Rhian up and down.
Wait. Question.
Mm-hmm.
Question. Is he like checking them out? Either one of them? Checking any of them out?
Roll an insight check.
I guess still a disadvantage because I haven't had a long rest. I had a short rest, but not a long rest.
Yeah.
I was feeling that if it...
9.
You can't quite read him, but you see him kind of looking over Tyr, the weapons, and then he looks over Rhian, specifically lingering on the medallion that you didn't specifically say you were hiding, even if it's not blatant, and the knife that is on display.
Yeah. That's what I
But he doesn't really look at me or Tintlet.
He looked at you, but he spent more time on Tyr and Rhian.
Right. I mean, like, obviously I was talking, but I was curious if he was looking at me or Tintlet at all. Not really.
He did look over you, but he didn't spend as much time.
Okay.
Yeah. From what little
She
you
had read
can
that
tell,
wrong.
you got the impression that he's looked over Tyr. You can assume it's because he's another Dragonborn. Looked over Rhian because he's specifically looking at the medallion and her knife. You just can't read his expression, but you saw where he's looking.
I want to ask about if a guy named Nikolai has passed through here, but I also don't want to die in case they're not the same faction or something.
If you pay the 10 silver for the 2 rooms, if you're not friends with Darius, I can give you 3 silver each food for the day.
I don't think we need to be
Morrin
doing
walks
business here. Yep.
What?
Tyr's gonna shrug. He's like, never mind, our business here is done. And he's gonna walk out. We're gonna go look for a supply place.
This is what you paid at the previous establishment as well.
Is it?
Was it?
I actually
Let me
don't
pay-
have any money down for Morrin.
Yeah.
I don't know why. So
She's a
right now
monk.
I'm just operating under the assumption she has no money. She's a monk, so it doesn't surprise me.
That would make sense.
And if we paid that much at our last one, that was highway robbery, and Morrin was not paying attention.
You were paying modest rate for a comfortable arrangement.
Food is not 3 silver for breakfast.
He offered you 3 silver for 3 meals.
Well, he
Just
did
wanna-
then, but
Yeah, he lowered it.
Morrin's like,
He lowered
I
it when
can
you
just
said you
go
weren't
out
friends with
and-
Darius.
I can just go out to the market, get some fresh fruit for a copper,
Yeah.
and
That's
then
what my
sit
plan
somewhere
is.
because I just need to meditate. We'll
Okay, so
sleep in the damn wagon.
who was turning away?
I left.
Okay.
Also left.
Morrin walked
Yeah.
out.
Or follow.
As they turn to go, he kind of looks back down the counter and is like, if you want to sleep in the rain, have at it. Maybe the town master has a room.
I prefer the rain anyways.
She
Tintlet
does. She's
doesn't
weird.
move.
I
She
do
just
want
says,
food though.
"How about 2 silver for the food for the whole day and
Oh my god.
7 silver for the 2 rooms?"
Roll
Wait, what?
persuasion.
Did she just raise her rates?
Oh, wait, you said 10 silver for the 2
Yeah,
rooms,
it would be 10
and
silver for
then
the 2 rooms.
Oh,
and then-
okay.
Yeah.
you said what persuasion?
Mhm.
I got a 19.
Ha. And he kind of looks up. He leans over, looks at you, Tintlet, looks you up and down.
His thing for elves.
Oh,
Or he hates elves. You know,
No
Darius. And Roland.
Darius seemed human. Roland was half elf.
Look, I'm sorry, wasn't Darius the one with the weird eyes, though?
Yes.
See? There's something about Darius. And besides, Tyr, tell me Dragonborn can tell elves and humans apart. Tell me that. Can they?
I can tell.
The way I draw them,
I just don't feel like Dragonborn are like, they all look alike to me.
Yeah, squishy types. They all just kind of blend together.
That's literally what I was
There's
gonna
enough.
say.
There's enough distinctness between your squishies. Like, you can tell. I mean, y'all smell different. Different ears, different eyes. You can tell. You just gotta like look close enough for it.
You just gotta
You
squint.
gotta care. Tilt your head to the side.
So you're like, well, I mean, they come in different colors like Dragonborn do. I can tell that.
Yeah, different hair, different eyes. You know, like I said, the
Not
ear
as
shape.
beautiful and vibrant as Dragonborn, though.
No, not at all. But you know, we can't all be beautiful.
Tintlet, what were the numbers you said again?
I said 7 for the 2 rooms and 2 silver for meals for the whole day.
He looks you up and down and is like, the 10 silver for the 2 rooms, 2 silver for meals all day.
Sold. And I put out my hand to shake his.
He grabs your entire hand in his giant clawed mitt and gives you a little shake.
Who's paying for this?
I have money. Tintlet has had money this whole time. She hasn't said
Alright.
anything.
Tintlet's like, I'm flush with
It's
cash.
like, I want food!
So that's
Give me food!
Tintlet's like, I want eggs I didn't have
So
to
yeah,
make
that's
myself.
5. So it's 20 silver total for everyone.
For everything?
Yeah,
because
so,
there's
yeah.
5 people eating. Yeah, it's 2 gold then. Equivalent, depending on how you want to break it down. Like, if you want to get rid of the weight in silver, you can get rid of the weight in silver.
Let me take a look at my monies.
Thank you, Tintlet. We owe you.
I owe you. Well, I have no gold according to this, so let's just do it in silver.
Yeah, you.
I'm gonna mute and have. Sorry. I'm gonna have my video off and mute, but I'm still here. I'm just eating food.
Cool. Yeah, because of your travels, Tintlet, you were more likely to come across silver than gold, because gold's is a less common currency, even if you have the same amount of money on you. Just
Yeah.
still more common than Electrum.
Yeah.
Which is why
It's like getting a $2 bill. It's like, I mean, technically. Or a $1 coin. It's like,
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, I guess I'll take it.
Whereas gold is like your 50s and 100s, you're like, don't want to carry a lot of this.
I don't have change, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have some gold, but whatever. We're just paying in silver.
The silver weighs more anyway, so if you got a bunch of it, you might as well.
Yeah. Why do I have
some
such
point-
different money amount? Oh well, I'll figure that out later.
At some point, we should all get together and compare our notes on how much money we all have.
I never kept track, so.
So you pay the Dragonborn, he kind of counts over it and then sweeps it into a little box, and then looks like it's like, my name's Griffin. If you need anything, business hours are done until whenever I lock my door.
Noted.
So this is his roast.
Yes.
Makes more sense. Trying to figure out why in the fuck's sake fucking Dragonborn would name anything after a griffin, but you know. None of my business.
Breakfast. Gimme now.
Alright, so you guys have acquired breakfast.
Dun-dun-dun.
And 2 rooms.
Oh, I refuse to eat there on principle now.
Or for me.
What is Morrin going to do for breakfast?
Well, she has no money. So. She'll skip breakfast. She seems like the type who would skip breakfast anyways. Go find somewhere and meditate, because I need to get rid of this exhaustion.
Yeah.
I'm assuming she's not using the room for the same reason.
Are you not using the
Correct.
principle? Okay. Okay. So Morrin's gonna go look for a place to meditate. Where will that?
I assume on top of the roof.
Stay safe, Morrin. Have fun.
Why would I have fun?
Don't punch anybody if you don't have to. No, yeah, whatever. Just told you to have fun, and I also told you to not punch anyone. I know it contradicts itself, but just try and take
Yeah.
care, okay?
I really just need the money, but that's okay.
If you find something pretty you need, come back and we'll talk about it.
But yeah,
Why would I do that?
But yeah, you had just left, but Casey remembered that you might not have written down the money because at the time that we were splitting it up, you said, "I don't care. It's money." You said
we were
that
splitting it
it's
up.
money somewhere and doesn't care. So you did get the fourth of it, but we were at that time that you said you didn't care was when we were trying to allocate the two
There's an
extra
piece,
gold.
couple pieces.
Yeah.
So I'll try and find it in the notes or in the video, and I'll send you the numbers if I can. Otherwise, I'll just look at everybody's stuff and send you an amount you should have.
Okay.
Yep. Because you should have some by now. You might not have had any before you got there, but you should have some now.
Morrin doesn't tend to take money or treasure.
Yeah. Alright, so you head out looking for a place to meditate.
It's only been 6 days. I feel like it's been
You guys
I feel like it's been at least
a week.
I feel like it's been at least a week.
Well, I mean, 6 days is almost a week.
Almost a week.
Yeah, but at least a week and almost a week are two very different things.
Looking around more, and there are the stables. There's a few houses here and there. Market. The other buildings on top of the other two hills are the manor house and a tower on the next.
What kind of tower does it look like? Like a religious tower or like an arcanum type tower? Like a wizard tower?
Those wizards in their ivory towers.
Looking at it from here,
I mean,
it
what
doesn't
kind of-
seem to be religious. Like, you don't see any religious symbols or such. But there's a lot of buildings hooked up like against the side, so you can't really tell its purpose from where you're at. But it doesn't seem to be like a temple.
Does the manor have nice flat roofs?
The manor has mostly angled roofs, but there's some areas that are less so. There's the central
Exactly
structure
how
and
much
then
snow do they expect?
I'm gonna go see if I can find like a flat area on the manor that's also covered.
So you're going all the way to
Like-
the next hill and just sit up on the manor. Okay.
Well, I mean, unless I could see something around me that has like a flat area that's also covered from rain.
Well, I mean, there's the roof of the inn.
But I mean, how the roof is not also covered.
That is true.
Like it's not like a roof that has a flat area and is also
Doesn't
covered. Those
have a
types of nooks and crannies would be easy to find on a manor.
Yeah. So approaching the manor, you move through a few different houses, kind of hugged up. A couple of them are sheltered up with roofs overhanging that you might be able to pick on your way. Looking at the manor as you walk by, you can see an area in it that looks like there's this small little outcropping with like a fence around. Looks like a little balcony area with an overhang over it. Is the only area you can see on the manor that would be a covered place that's flat. But there are a few rooftops on the residential areas that you walk through where you can kind of just hug up underneath an overlapping rooftop.
I guess I'll pick one of those places. I wanted to be stylish and cool, but
Yeah.
I would be Batman.
Are we in Gotham? Does the mailbox on the way to the manor say Wayne?
The rest of you inside during breakfast. Few people come in and out. It's mostly, let me slip out of this one. Quiet. Well, not quiet, but there's It's not like raucous. Anytime there's a mild disagreement, a hard look from Griffin behind the counter just like dissipates it quickly, and the people leave. Mira, after she eats a little bit, just kind of leans over onto the table. Looks like she might fall asleep on the table. And Rhian, while you work on your breakfast, couple of people that come in, you see more symbols of the Court of the Dragon on their clothes, and they just go up to the bar and chill. And then after breakfast, are we going to rest or are we going to explore?
I'm gonna go and see about the rooms for Mira's sake.
Tintlet's trying to find the wizard.
Tintlet's gonna go looking for the wizard. What's
Rhian, would you go stay with Tintlet?
Yeah, I'll go
God.
with Tintlet.
Those
We're off
two-
to meet the wizard.
Good idea, Tyr. I'm sure it'll end well.
I'm sure this will go fine.
I'm sure Rhian will try to steal
It's
from
better
the
they're
wizard.
together at least. They can have each other's backs. I don't want them on their own.
That
With
wizard
their
tower
own
looks
random
nice.
chaos.
It should be mine.
Rhian, don't set anything on fire, okay? I make no
Better at
promises.
You're better at levitating than flames. It's fine. I
Alright.
don't know this town's
As
name.
you part for
Dragon
breakfast-
something?
Drakenwald.
Drakenwald?
Yes. As you part ways,
How do you spell it? Type it in chat.
I'll type it in chat.
No. Type it in chat, please.
Drock and Wald. Oh, Drock on Wald. Gotcha.
I swear, when he first said it, I thought he was saying Dragon World.
It's like Disney World, but on fire.
Like, Dragon!
I thought you said dragon wool as in like
Dragon Wool?
sheep's wool, but from a dragon, and I was like, what?
What kind of dragon has wool?
Sleepy Dragon.
My dragon doesn't have any wool.
Oh. Alright.
Okay.
Tyr's not sheepish enough to have wool.
Tyr, you
Uh.
take Mira up to the rooms.
There's no sheep.
As you finish up with breakfast, Griffin comes by the table, drops a couple keys, and just gives you a like meh, and keeps walking, which seems the friendliest expression you can get from him so far from observing his behavior.
Fair enough. Does he have something against us because of the pricing stuff? The way he looked at me, does it seem like he dislikes me because I'm blue?
Insight check.
That's not gonna be good. My insight is not good.
But your luck might be.
Fuck no, it's not. It's bad. It's very bad.
He has a cute agoraphobia.
You don't know what his deal is.
Fair enough.
Wait, before I leave, let me just give Tyr some parting bardic inspiration for anything he needs.
Thank you.
Oh god, it's an
Maybe
actual
we'll
thing,
look
and
for
it's
that,
actually...
but hold on to that.
Thank you.
I needed to look it up, and it's an actual thing. It's cyanophobia. Sorry. I thought
The
it was
fear of
actually-
blue?
Fear of blue.
Yes.
I'm gonna put that fear into a lot of people.
It is a very specific application in so many things.
Oh, that's great. I'm remembering that.
Oh god. I'm gonna use the shit out of that word now.
Phobia! Love it.
Okay, where was I? feeling inspired, are you only lasts for a few minutes. Are you going to use any inspiration now, or are you gonna save it?
I'm gonna save it.
Okay.
I don't care what he thinks of me. Fuck him.
So you're not quite sure what his deal is. I will say that you have like a tiny theory you can't be sure on, that it doesn't make sense to you for a Dragonborn you've never met to behave like that. So you don't know what his deal is.
Because he was the only Dragonborn around here. Now I came over here and I'm budging into his territory.
Yep.
Can I make a insight check?
He ain't so special
I
anymore.
will allow one more insight check and then we're moving on.
I just wanted to
rolling
make that's a 24.
Okay.
That's me.
What did you want to try insight on him?
I wanted to see if he had an issue with Tyr, because that's what Tyr was talking about enough for Tintlet to have inspired him.
You didn't see any more malice towards Tyr or anybody else than he's shown to anybody else he's looked at thus far. You got the impression that he focused on Tyr because Tyr was big and Tyr was heavily armed. And Tyr looks a little different than most people around here. And he focused on you because you were armed with Court of the Dragon paraphernalia.
Gotcha.
Other than that, he just seems to be a grouchy fellow.
Now that we're in Dragon World, I'm sure I can get more paraphernalia.
As far as Tyr is concerned, no. He's like, this guy's got a problem with me.
And he tends to take this, yeah.
That guy
Don't worry,
expects
Tyr.
respect.
Don't worry, Tyr. I'm pretty sure he has a problem with everyone.
So I've gathered. It's fine.
Okay. After breakfast here, you take, once getting your keys, you take Mira up to the rooms. They are a little bigger than the rooms in, the Oak and Cask were, but not quite as, like, cozily furnished. It's good enough. There's a bed, there's a chair, there's a place to put a fire, even though it's not cold enough to do it right now, and there's a roll-out rug. Mira, once you get into the room, kind of, like, yawning again, rubbing her eyes, shuffles over to the bed and sits. She's like, I don't know about sleeping during the day. You'd have to stick around to make sure I don't want to ray, right?
Well, I mean, I don't think this would be a very smart place for you to run away in, if I'm to be perfectly honest. So I'll be around, but I'll let you have the room to yourself if you promise to behave.
I'm too tired to misbehave.
Kind of gathered. You look like you could do with the rest.
Hopefully with less nightmares this time.
Sorry, lass. The place was really weird. I don't like it. I think it unsettles many of us. Hopefully you can rest better here. I'll kind of give her a encouraging smile. As encouraging as a smile from Tyr can look.
I refer you to the sketch that I did yesterday.
Trying. He's doing his best. He's doing his best, I promise.
I like the little heart that's pointing to it.
He does his reassuring smile. There's not as many teeth showing.
I can shockingly I can picture reassuring Tyr smile. Shockingly, that's an expression I can picture in my head.
Okay.
On a blonde giant or a blue dragonborn?
Both. I'm gonna have a little experience there.
Yes.
It'll just be next door. Then, where's the second room located? Is it close by?
He gave you right next door.
Okay, they are next door. Okay.
Yep.
You don't have this room to yourself, then, unless you'd like for me to stay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Just find me stay in here or in the next room.
only next door. It's fine. Thank you, Tyr.
Easy, lass. If you
Let
say
the
it again, I'm
Stockholm
afraid you're gonna
syndrome begin.
hurt yourself, but you're welcome.
What did you say?
What did you say for me?
Let the Stockholm syndrome begin.
Oh. Well, he's technically been the most protective towards her.
Just saying. He has.
Only one's actively saying, "Don't punch the child."
Yes.
I edited that episode today.
I haven't punched. Wait, did I almost? No, that would be Morrin.
That was Morrin.
Has to be Morrin, right?
That
Yeah.
was definitely Morrin.
It's a very Morrin thing.
Yeah. As she
I believe Rhian has made other threats, though.
I don't recall.
Morrin had gagged her, and Rhian went and was like, "I'm gonna reach over and pull down the gag and go like, so you want to steal from a church?" And then got your arm dislocated from Morrin punching you every time you kept trying to talk to the prisoner.
Almost to death.
I have strict rules.
So, as you're leaving the room, she's kind of like looking over the bed, trying to figure out what her best. It seems like she's trying to figure out her best bed approach. And you're going to the next room?
I am, but I will close her door, but I'm actually going to go back down. I'm going to go back down to the bar, and I'm going to ask Finn if I could get a bowl of hot water. Chance.
You gonna play the hot water prank on her?
No, I'm not.
Is anyone else
Not
here
going to make the princess
snoring?
pee herself. What?
Oh.
Is he snoring?
Can you hear it?
Very faintly.
I was like dangling the microphone over his head.
I'm gonna refresh my page real quick because it's being weird. The audio keeps.
Oh no! Ah, my foot.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. Griffin's still at the bar now, like arranging some glasses. Or trying to, because he's got, with his big claws, just being very careful maneuvering around. You come down and ask for water, he just looks over, he's like, "Oh, water. For what?"
This one's mod water.
He gives a huff and shrugs, and then goes into the back, and he comes back a little while later and just sets down a steaming bowl. There. No trouble.
Perfect. Thank you kindly. I appreciate it. I'll be back with the bowl later.
Just leave
And I'll go
the
back
room.
up to the second room. Okay, that works. I'll go back up to the second room, but I don't close the door. I just kind of crack it. That way I can listen in here and make sure nobody else messes with her bedroom door.
Okay. What's the hot water for?
I didn't know if you wanted me to elaborate or if you want to go to someone else and we can cover it later.
It's a surprise tool that we'll use later.
It's not. It's not anything big. He just hasn't had a bath in a long time.
Okay. Okay, so Tyr's just bathing. I was curious, just like, what are you doing with the water?
Well, he's also there's something else he's doing too, but
Don't do that.
he's okay. So he takes it and he separates part in his tankard and part. He washes his body first, but he removes all of his jewelry, and then the second bit of water he's going to use to clean up all of his jewelry.
Okay.
Then he takes off his dragon mask. Turns out he's not a dragonborn. He's a fraud. No.
Shh.
We don't find that out until season 2.
Spoilers.
Okay. Chaos children.
We're
as
off to see
Rhian
the
and
wizard.
Tintlet are off to see the wizard. That's gonna be the title of this episode. Oh god.
There are more title-worthy things until we actually get there and wreak havoc.
How long will it take for us to speak to the wizard?
Well, first you have to find him because you realize as you're leaving at Tyrenan that you never found out where he was.
Make sure you check behind all the curtains.
There's a tower, right?
Yes.
Wizards love towers, right?
There's the manor,
Yeah.
the tower, the inn, or the tops of the 3 hills. Everything else looks like residential zones, and a bunch of shops around the edge. And then the
Wait,
little
what
center
color is
square
the
at bottom.
tower?
It's stone. It's like this sandy brown stone with like a little bluish tiled roof.
Alright,
Couple windows.
so we're going to the tower.
Just going to the tower.
Check the tower first, and then if we don't find a wizard there, then we
All right.
burn it down. I mean,
Jesus. Okay.
we check somewhere else.
As you approach the tower, nestled on each side, a couple of shops look like a bookshop here, apothecary on the other side, and then a little garden in the front, just like some flowers and stuff here. And then the tower itself has a large, nicely carved door, little sign written over the stones lining it. Felicitas J. Abramus. And then carved in thieves' cant on the wooden door, no soliciting.
Abramus sounds like a wizard's name, right?
Huh?
Abramus sounds like a wizard's name. I've been just saying Rhian.
Yeah, it's a wizardy name if I've ever seen a wizardy name.
I knock on the door.
Does this count as soliciting? Wait, we're not selling anything.
Yeah, we're just asking questions. It's the opposite of soliciting. We're trying to take or we're trying to give things.
Okay, I dropped the Pumpkin King and
Have you heard the good word of Badger?
We're having a get-together this Sunday with the other Cult of Adra members, and we just wanted to leave a little pamphlet at your door with beautifully illustrated pictures of Adra that for some reason look like Chuck Norris.
Wait, is that real?
Yes! It happened!
Every time a stranger rang the doorbell, I would immediately slam to the ground and like gorilla crawl to my room, so I don't know.
A bunch of Jehovah's Witnesses came and knocked on my door, and the pamphlet they left, Jesus looked like Chuck Norris. He looked like hot Chuck Norris. I was so weirded out. I was like, why? Why?
That's unsettling.
Why?
How do
Very
we make
unsettling.
being a Jehovah's Witness appeal to people? Make Jesus
go.
sexy.
I mean, Leonardo da Vinci's design of Jesus is pretty damn sexy from a gay male perspective anyway.
Well, I mean, that's, based on a sexy living dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What was his name? He was one of the Medicis.
Yeah, he was the son, and it was basically good PR for the Medicis. They're like, look, my son looks just like Jesus.
I'm guessing he's Giovanni because that's a common Italian name.
Don't you mean the Borgias?
One of them was Giovanni. Borgias, that's it. One of them was Giovanni. Somebody was a Giuseppe.
Yep.
Seppi.
It was
There was
Cesare
definitely- yeah, it's,
Borgia.
Cesare.
Cesare.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, Cesare, yeah. It was a Borgia,
It was-
too.
Yeah, one of them
Yep,
a
it was
murderer,
Cesare
and the other was
Borgia.
sexy.
Wait, no, that's false. Sorry, I'm on
There's also
Snow,
Giorno,
and
but
it
that's
fucking
a-
misled me.
It's also Giorno, but that's a JoJo. So
Oh dear.
Italian political families aside. And yes, they were a Pope family, but that's politics. Oh, Italy. We love you, Oz.
Yeah, you better tag that in there. I don't know how often he listens to these, but we might be in trouble.
I don't think he'll complain about us picking on the Pope.
That's fair.
Okay, you knock on the door. It is because of the weight of the door, the knock sounds a little muffled, but you do hear eventually movement from behind it. From the other side, you hear a yes. What you want?
Are you a wizard?
It's quiet for a second, and then you hear unlatch, 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 unlatch. Kree, you open the door and looks and goes like, "Pardon?" And it's this younger gentleman, long brown hair, very half-shaven, poorly kept beard.
Oh, so like Jesus.
Kind of. That's why it's so funny right now that you were saying that before I revealed. You can see from at least one ear that's sticking out that he is half elf.
Are you the local wizard?
Yeah, I am. What can I help you with?
I want to ask you about some ghost dogs and some bad dreams.
Is this a prank?
No. Would we look like this if this is a prank? And I like motion to our mine and Rhiannon's like tired eyes.
I had other questions, but now that these more important questions are brought up, yes, I would like an answer as well.
Yes, Shavak, right, just, come in. And he opens the door, steps back, waves you in, swishy robe going. Room beyond looks like it's supposed to be a foyer, but it is, bookcases have been shoved against every wall, and they are stuffed. Yes, you said, you having bad dreams? Something about ghost dogs. Can you...
All right, so I don't know about anyone else's dream, but I can describe mine. So I was having the normal dream that you normally have, the one where you're tracking and hunting something. Other people have that dream, right? But all of a sudden, instead of the forest floor, there was a lot of ash, and in the ash I saw paw prints that morphed into like child's footprint. And then there was just more ash, and then I woke up. And also someone said something about seeing ghost dogs.
I was terrified by ghostly howls this entire night. And none of my associates would wake when I tried to wake them.
Oh no, that is interesting. He points around. It's like, you said yours was from a usual dream. I'm fairly certain, ma'am, that you had a nightmare. However, friends not waking up, that is very interesting. How did you try to rouse them? Hold on. He kind of shuffles away a little ways at the stairs to another bookcase and starts pulling a couple things down. He's like, you what's happened right before? Did you come across any things as you go to are you coming from the forest?
We came through the grass. One of my associates said she saw the wolves go up a hill and disappear after speaking with a bird.
There are no
I saw nothing of the sort. I just heard the patter of invisible paws and heard howls.
I see. Well,
Could see nothing.
I promise there are no wolves in Doldirna. That is something that King Glanmore is taken care of.
Oh yeah. We've met a wolf. She turned out to be a person. That's fine. I believe you. But
That's another story. We figured it out.
Who are you?
So, oh no, a friend of ours just made someone powerful angry and turned her into a wolf for a little while.
Someone powerful enough to turn somebody into a wolf. This is interesting.
well, more of a dog. Very small.
That was a few days ago. That I don't think that.
Well, your
that was
friends,
back in the.
Where are they now?
That's not important. We have questions now. Well, let's get back to the ghost dogs.
Well, if you found something, believing that you did see something that turned somebody into a wolf, I believe that's whatever caused those images for you might have caused the dreams. You must have. Where are you coming from? Did you anger a caster? Some of the younger students can play pranks.
No, it was a forest god. A dead one.
I feel like
A forest.
that was back in the Kingswood several days ago. There was the you heard legends of Skog? We found some old bones, and someone took some old bones, and then she turned into a dog or a wolf, and then we put it back for her, and then she turned back. So that's fine. I don't think that has anything to do with it, unless it does. I don't know. But we're far away from the Kingswood right now, so.
Well, I'm sure it must have a lot to do with it, considering you're here playing jokes on a man who has much more important things to worry about than children playing with fairy tales. Please see yourselves out. I should have known. Fucking dreams and wolves. He starts to turn to go, kind of waving you towards the door.
What do you know about a raven?
A carrion bird?
A giant one. Tintlet has no idea what she's talking about.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the hell you're talking about.
Rhian, the oversharer, is silently wishing that Tintlet hadn't shared that much.
What do you mean, giant raven? They grow quite large sometimes out on the downs. I'm certain you've... How old are the both of you? You look fairly young. Look, I'm not going to judge you if you got into some mushrooms and mistook your dreams for visions, but I'm sorry.
Wait, what kind of mushroom?
I haven't touched mushrooms in a long time.
Tintlet's trying to find out where to find these mushrooms.
You don't want to.
Well, in this part of Doldirna, the trade is quite reaching. Look, I'm sure you're
Is the wizard gonna offer us weed?
What?
I said, is the wizard gonna offer us weed? We are in a thieves' town. I wouldn't be surprised.
I just had one question, and I feel like if I ask it, he's gonna definitely force us out, because I thought that we were gonna lead with the serious questions, but now he thinks we're fucking with them. So,
what was your question?
Just wanted to know why wizards liked towers.
Oh god, that was a good question. I wish I didn't leave.
I'm so glad the two of them are the ones who talk to the wizard.
Jesus Christ!
I really wouldn't have shared any of the stuff about Gog if Tintlet hadn't brought it up first. Because I knew no one was going to believe that.
I mean,
And
we
if
knew
they
this
did,
is
they'd
how
try
it was
and
gonna go
buckle.
with the Chaos Children. Did we expect it to go better?
Let's bring our chaperone back here later.
I'm sure
That's
that...
you, Tier.
I'm sure Morrin will come there like later and just get all the information instantly.
Probably. And then not tell the rest, so then Tyr will come back with them, and they'll get it
That's
a second
true.
time. And then she'll be like, why did you go there? I already got all of the answers.
Because he was about to tell us something before Tintlet went off on Ska.
Oh no. Yeah.
He just kind of puts his hands like, look, I'm sure that you're very nice young ladies, but you really... I don't have time for jokes. So, good day. Unless you
I
have
just wanted-
important...
I wasn't like, I get how all of the wolf stuff can sound stupid. I just wanted to know if an ash-covered landscape meant anything to you.
Well, I don't know. It makes me think of fire. Have you... You said you have this stream before?
I've had the I grew up amongst the wood elves, so I dream about hunting a lot. But this dream was different because it went into an unfamiliar landscape.
I see. Have you been through anything particularly traumatic lately?
So I think back to the time where I decapitated several goblins and say, no, not much.
Oh my god, this guy's becoming a psychiatrist.
We were attacked by goblins, but I don't see how that can, like, we were in control. I don't see how that could have
Were there
had anything to do with.
Were there fires in your past?
Were there fires in my past, Dungeon Master? Don't believe so.
Roll an
And I think other people mentioned.
intelligence
Okay.
check.
Didn't have that background sheet available, huh?
That's 20.
Alright, I'm gonna...
I don't know what happened when I was 9 years old. Maybe there was a fire.
Discord, don't boast.
Maybe that's how you ended up with the wood elves. What
Yeah, I won't
services
mention
is
that.
the wizard even supposed to be performing? Did we ever find out?
What?
What services was the wizard supposed to be performing? Did we ever find out? Or did we just kind of barge in and
You
be
just
like,
kind of barged
tell
in
us
and started
about
asking
the ghost?
questions.
I'm gonna be right back.
Oh, I thought Darius said something.
Roland suggested he could give you something to protect you from whatever was causing your dreams or whatever. He could offer you
Oh.
you could ask for things to help for protection.
So I tell him that. I'm just like, hey, listen, so Roland said, because it works so well for Tyr.
Okay. I see.
He said you could give us something to protect us from these dreams.
Are the dreams particularly bad? You said you were...
They're jarring. They're They're not great. We haven't had a good night's rest.
All right. If you will give me a few hours to finish my business I was already doing, I might be able to whip something up. But it comes with a fee.
Tell us the fee now.
Of course, of course. For something to stave off nightmares, I would charge 50 golds for one charm. For if you think you are beset by
Rhian just died.
something, if you
I'll
believe
get my new character.
if you believe that you are being beset by something, then that might be a little more intensive. Magic is not cheap or easy.
You know what? We'll give you a rain check. If we change our minds, we'll come back.
I do have a less important question that's always bothered me. Why do wizards prefer towers? Like, does the structure help with magic, or is it?
No. I live here because... Who is making that noise? Rashna!
Sorry. My mic keeps falling, so I'm trying to get it to not be so top heavy. Let me mute while I do this. Sorry about that.
I live in the tower because this is where I work. It's easy to find, and it's a very crowded town. I need lots of space, and that comes with going vertical.
Gotcha. So, like in a larger area where there's more land available, would there be like a wizard warehouse instead of a wizard tower, or is it just that the aesthetics like to keep it convenient for finding that, so that they?
He said he needs elevation, so I think it has to be a tower.
It's just generally better to have a tall home rather than a wide home, because that ground can be used for food, if not somebody else's
Gotcha.
house.
Gotcha. Sorry for the stupid question. Your answer was very informative.
Are you both all right?
We haven't slept.
Right. Well, Griffin on
That's a
the
good
next...
answer. I'm sorry.
Well, that might be your problem. Sleep deprivation. You can start seeing visions. I believe you should maybe go... The next hill has a tavern. There's rooms for rent. Griffin is a bit of a moody bastard, but he'll give a paying customer a room. So maybe you should just go rest. If you continue to have trouble, then I can mix you a sleeping potion for 20 golds. I'm not sure what you needed me for.
Alright, sorry about the intrusion. Thank you for your answers and your time and patience.
And, this... And he's awake. The dinner alarm. He's like only barely
Finally
awake,
learning.
so 7 minutes. Yep.
Nice.
This friend
He's
of
about to
yours
charge
who
us, isn't he?
turned into a wolf. If they...
Like I said, that was just like...
She got better.
That was just like
she's not a wolf anymore.
That was just like a particularly strong polymorph spell or something like that. So it's...
She just
It should
upset
be
the
fine
wrong
now.
person.
Right, well, sometimes those can have a long-term effect on psyche, if nothing else, so maybe I'm interested in talking to somebody who is under such an effect. for a while. I really think you just need to rest.
Thank you for your diagnosis. Rhian, shall we?
All right. Back to the tavern.
So go to the wizard. You can buy things from him or get a service. Proceeds to start with crazy ass story instead. All right. So after their little psychiatry meeting with the wizard,
So I think it all started with my father figure. I didn't have
Do you
one.
have any fire in
That's the
your
problem.
With that, it is 10 o'clock as Rhian and Tintlet leave the wizard's tower and head in some direction that we will figure out sometime. We're gonna say we're calling it for the night.
Actually, that brings up a good point. While we're leaving the wizard's tower, are there any interesting looking books on the shelf?
Roll perception.
Are there any books about ghost wolves on the shelf?
That's a 25.
On this level, as you look around and scan it, you see generally a lot of spell books. You see a lot of record books, like historical tomes, stories, stuff like that. Mostly there seems to be a collection of various spell books and scrolls here and there all over the place. A couple nice fat books on a desk in the back. One's open. You see a lot of, as you're walking back towards the door, you briefly catch like some lines going across the page. Looks like a record book.
Gotcha. Well, I don't cast spells, so I can't use those. I could sell them, but who am I going to sell them to? The town wizard? So I'll just leave without taking anything.
If anybody has any like thoughts on character arcs and stuff like that, questions or anything else, please DM me. DM the DM, because I'm working on it.
Doing awesome. The dream that you sent me, is that something you have typed up or something you wrote?
I do have it typed up.
Like, can you send it to me?
Yes, I can.
Or is that a no?
I will send you your dreams.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask Tyr his dream, because apparently everyone dreamed of the hash.
No.
Or at least wolves. Oh, no one else but me dreamed of Ash? Well, fuck. Maybe it was about my past.
No, I had Ash.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I did see Ash in your hair. So I assumed that other people said that it was Ash.
When we return next week, if the characters are so inclined to talk to each other, we can.
What is that?
What is bond?
Communication.
Talking.
Sounds fake, but okay.
What?
I don't know if Morrin even knows how to communicate.
She has much more effective ways of communicating.
Yeah.
It's called my
Like her
face.
Accurate.
Okay. Yeah. Thoughts? Nope. Bad kitty. No, this is mine!
Kitty.
Thoughts and character notes. Anything to add? Send it to me. Update your backstories and shit on D&D Beyond. If you didn't already send me like a document. If I have a full-ass document for you, you don't have to. It's just easy when all the like footnotes are in the same place. Yes. Excuse you. Excuse.
Can we see your little bastard one last time before we all leave?
Oh, fat bastard.
See
Yeah.
him.
Look at that baby.
Yes.
Oh, there's a baby. Oh, hi, Beebs. Somebody's jealous.
Every time you turn the camera to Chai, my internet connection gets all weird and it stops working very well.
He's a magic cat.
It doesn't work when you pull him up onto your lap, but the other way, if you just turn it to him, then it gets all weird. And I'm like, why? I don't want to see the cat.
That is so weird. Alright. Thank thank you for playing.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you
DM.
for DMing.
Yes, thank you.
I will catch you guys later.
All right.
Bye.
Mhm.
All
Talk to
right.
y'all next
Okay.
Good night.